Welcome, everybody. Trainwreck Podcast, episode 88, in honor of some of the greatest Cowboys to ever play in the NFL. CeeDee Lamb, Michael Irvin, Drew Pearson, Dez Bryant, and there's another Bryant that we don't talk about because he did not deserve to wear 88. But the most iconic number in Cowboys history, shared by some of the greatest players in Cowboys history. Episode 88 is here to honor them. And we're actually probably not going to talk about football much this episode. This episode of the Trainwreck Podcast is actually going to be a little bit different because there's not really much to talk about in the sports world. We are in peak off season for the NFL, and it is only April 3rd. And then you got the NBA going on, but I don't really care because our team, the Oklahoma City Thunder, are going to be the 1 seed. Everyone else, don't care. I just care about who the Thunder are going to play, and we got to get through some stupid play-in tournament before we can find that out. But all I know is my team's the number 1 seed, and there's a pretty good shot of us going to the Western Conference Finals. But I will say this, Jokic should be the MVP because he's been insane lately. As much as I love SGA, and he's had a magnificent season, Jokic should be the MVP. But I am joined by Drew.
As well.
Awesome. I am joined by Drew. We're going to have somebody else join us later to give his opinions on the stock market and the tariffs and all that stuff. That's what this episode is going to be about because it's current events. You know, the thing that is going to help this podcast grow is us talking about stuff that people are going to be searching up. And I guarantee by the end of 2025, Drew, the number 1 most Googled word is going to be tariff.
You bet that?
I'd put like $1,000 on it that I don't have now because of stock market crash.
I feel you. I feel on that one.
Yeah, I guarantee you that's the most Googled word by the end of 2025.
Not pernocte or pernet.
No. I don't even know what the fuck what?
Pregnant.
Oh. No. No, I don't. Hell, less people are having babies now. So yeah, no, I doubt that'd be the most Googled word.
You're right. Have babies is expensive, especially with these tariffs.
I know if these tariffs cause condom prices to go up, I may just have to say screw it and have a kid. I don't know. Our condoms.
Just use a Walmart plastic bag.
No, just use a sandwich bag. That's the thing. You just put the Ziploc around the edge of your dick. I mean, it's just like a condom. Just get one of those Ziploc sandwich bags.
She might have a great time, but you will.
Are condoms made in the USA? Yes, condoms are still manufactured in the United States with brands like Trojan and Lifestyle having manufacturing facilities. Where the only brand you should wear is Trojan. So I am glad that they are made in the USA. Tariff-free.
Woo!
But what about these other countries? They're going to have to pay even higher prices for condoms then.
Get fucked, posers.
Watch out. China's about to have 2 billion people. Hey! There we go. You made it.
Yeah, dude. I had to shave my head because it's getting too hot. Now I look like I'm bald.
I feel you, man. I was trying to grow out a mustache because women seem to like those now. Dude, it was messing with me too much. I trimmed it right before the show.
Man, I wish I could grow facial hair.
Really? You're talking to 2 hairy individuals.
Goddamn right.
Well, hell, man, this dude went out of his way to join the podcast tonight. He had to go to a friend's house just to get on Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Yeah, I live in the sticks, bro. I got bad service.
Dude, me and Drew, we live in the same neighborhood, but his internet's usually good. Mine's usually terrible.
Are you guys out in Catoosa?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out here by the Racino.
Oh, dang.
Oh,
so you're like 40 minutes away. Were you living there last year when the tornado hit?
Yeah, dude, we had a tree go through my brother's room and almost hit him while he's sleeping.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he wouldn't wake up. He was drunk and he took some shrooms. So I went to wake him up. He thought I was a demon. He said, "Get out!" and just went back to sleep. Yeah, bro, it was intense.
And then he's just like, man, this dream's really fucking weird. And it's like, is that a tornado, man?
Dude, I talked to him the next day, and he's like, "Baylor, I thought you were a demon." I was like, "No, brother, it was just me."
Dude,
I might be on demon mode, but I wasn't demon.
See, I've never done shit like that, but when you hear stories like that, it's like, man, I'm kind of curious. But then it's also like, man, you might find out some shit about yourself that you don't want to find out.
I just watched that Sean Ryan Nelk Boys podcast, and he talks about doing something, and it fixes your PTSD. I guess I'm gonna start looking into all that stuff.
Like you hear Aaron Rodgers talk about ayahuasca, and I'm like, dude, like, I don't know. Rodgers is a weird fucking dude. I'm like, if I did that shit and it turned me into him, I'd put a fucking gun in my mouth.
You have a fucking golden cannon, though.
I'm good. I'm good. Because it'd still make me a giant pussy, and I'm good.
Dude, what are you thinking about this Nike stuff, bro?
I mean, we were texting about it earlier in the group chat. I really think they're making a big mistake because what's their number one like selling point, like their biggest advertiser? It's the NBA.
Yeah.
And the NBA, their ratings have been down all year. And so it's like they can't be getting like good advertising right now. Plus people already don't like them because of the slave labor over in China and now Vietnam. Like Nike's just always had a bad image, but their shoes have always been cool.
Yeah, dude. Do you think that they get the most money from America? I know we spend the most on shoes. Like their shoes are cheaper than ours. But do you think they make the most money from us or from China?
Probably us, because I mean it's all athletic stuff that they sell, and I'm like, I mean I know there's probably athletics in China, but it's nowhere near the scale of like the NFL and the NBA. Like I know baseball's huge over there, but I mean hell, Nike's not even like the official uniform of the MLB now. It's what, Fanatics?
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, because the Fanatics jerseys that they make for the MLB teams are horrible, and people have been bitching about them the last 2 years. But, I mean, the thing is, too, with Nike is I think they make the jerseys for the NFL, and as long as they have that money coming in, they'll be good. But I could also see the NFL now looking for alternatives because they're not going to have to pay that increased price now.
Do they not have a factory in Eugene, Oregon?
They might, because isn't that where it's founded?
Yeah, they have like a Nike town there, supposedly.
I really should watch that movie that came out a couple of years ago. What was that one with Ben Affleck? Air?
Oh, the Michael Jordan movie?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good.
See,
Dude, so how do we all know that China does slave labor for Nike, but they get away with that? Like, everybody knows it.
Because, I mean, China's just closed off from everybody, they're a communist nation. But, like, you never, like, think about a couple years ago when COVID hit. Nobody knew what the reported total deaths were in China because they wouldn't release it.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's the thing, like, especially, it's kind of impressive, honestly, with a country that has over 1 billion people. You really don't hear much about them, other than that everything's made there,
Dude, when Trump said that we're ahead of them, I was so confused. I was like, I thought they were ahead of us.
Like, ahead of us in what?
Military, technology, that kind of stuff.
Well, I remember a couple of years ago, well, actually, this is like more than 10 years ago, the president or emperor of China, whatever, they were asking him about, all the money that America owes them. And they're like, do you think this will eventually lead to like a war or something? And he goes, no. He goes, we may have more of them, but they have better experience in war. And plus, everyone over there has a gun.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Goddamn right.
Yeah. So
dude, that country is. I'm so confused. You see videos and you're like, oh my, that's a beautiful place. And then you see videos of people jumping off and they have suicide nets catching them. You're like, what is going on here?
I know sometimes it puts stuff in perspective. Like, I think everyone hates their damn job, but it's like there ain't a freaking suicide net outside Walmart, not yet anyway. But it's also like we don't make 10 cents a day,
Yeah. What was I gonna say?
But the thing I see about Nike is like people are saying like, because people are saying like, well, they should bring jobs to America, and then you have stupid people say, what American's gonna do a job for 10 cents a day? Do these fucking idiots not realize that minimum wage exists?
Yeah,
It's
dude.
like, yeah.
I don't understand what's going on nowadays, bro.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I say it all the time on this podcast. I'm not left or right. I'm in the middle because both sides are fucking stupid. And with all this going on, you see the stupidity of both sides.
Oh yeah.
I always vote for the guy that's gonna put money in my pockets.
Yeah. And I mean, that's the thing. Like, right now, I don't think we would have been better off if Harris won.
I think we're gonna go through 2 rough years because
Yeah.
like any business, they say it takes what 3 years to start getting revenue or an
Yeah.
upside. I
I,
think that's
I
how
always,
it's gonna be.
like, if you're going to start a business, this is what I always say. You got to be prepared to lose money for at least the first year.
Yeah.
They say 6 months, but I think it's more the first year. You gotta be prepared to lose money, and, I mean, you see that a lot of time. Hell, just locally, like, there was, a little, like, knick-knack shop that opened up in our town, and it was open for, like, 4 months,
Yeah,
and it's
dude, you
like
gotta be ready for that.
yeah, like, if you're not prepared to lose money to make money, you just shouldn't be in business, you know?
Do you
Exactly.
think that we owe China so much money because of American companies going there? It's not really. I don't think it's really we owe China. It's American companies go there for cheaper labor,
Mhm.
and
I mean,
then
I mean, that's a like, America by far has the most debt, but every country has debt, that's the thing.
does China is China in debt?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, we don't know that they are because they don't report it again, but
Most certainly
yeah,
they are.
what was that?
But most certainly they are.
Yeah. So like United States 35 trillion, European Union 18 trillion, United Kingdom 10.5 trillion, France 8 trillion. Yeah, all these companies all have debt. America just by far has the most, but we're also the one that's importing a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Like a lot of these countries, they don't have the mindset of America where we're like buy and use, like we want more and more and more, A lot of countries out there are just, take what they're minimalists, and that's the problem with Americans is we're very wasteful. And a lot of people around here don't fucking value money.
Oh, I was gonna tell you guys. Taiwan Semiconductor. You ever heard of
Yeah.
that?
Yeah, they
So
went down big today.
about a year ago, my buddy told me. He said you need to buy into them. His wife's real high up in it's a base in McAllister,
Hmm.
and he's like, buy into them. They're gonna move to America. They're gonna take off. I'm hoping they take off, bro. I put some good money into them.
Yeah, they're ones you always see like people on Twitter talking about buying into them. But I mean, everything went down big today, but they were one of the ones that I saw mentioned in news articles and stuff about them going down.
I think they pledged 10 billion to America, if I'm not mistaken. It's a pretty high number.
So, on according to this website, China is $2.5 trillion in debt, which is actually kind of low. But then when you consider that we're $20 trillion in debt just to them, that's kind of why their debt is low.
Dude,
Yeah.
that
Uh, but here's the thing with all the tariffs that are going on right now. The thing is, this would have happened eventually.
yeah.
And that's the thing where people are freaking out. And I mean, it does suck that, I mean, prices are definitely going to go up. Shit's going to be hard for at least 2 years. And that's the thing, too, for 2028. It's going to make it really hard for JD Vance to become president, I think.
Do you guys know about the gold standard?
Go ahead and explain it, just for the viewers.
I'm real I don't know it too well, but I know that once we changed it, that's when we started going into massive debt.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but that's the thing, like, if you're listening to this podcast, like, for, like, this is CNN or Fox, you're gravely mistaken. This is just 3 dudes just shooting the shit, just trying to make sense of it all,
For
and
real.
but then again, it's also like, fuck, we're probably a more trustworthy source than them because they all have their biases, you know? CNN has their bias, Fox has their bias. We're just like, what the fuck, and how can we, just get through it?
Do you guys both work at Walmart?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Do you guys get how to do you get stocks cheaper through them? Like
They have
buying
a
into them?
they have a thing that matches it. So say you put in like $10, then they match it.
Oh, that's awesome.
They match up to 6%.
Oh,
That's
that's
for the
awesome.
that's for the 401k that they match up 6%. The stocks, I think you can put in as much as you want.
That company I've been really into is Big Bear AI. They
Mhm.
dropped yesterday, but they came back up about a month ago. They were at $9 and they dropped down to 3. But they got a
Mhm.
big government contract with the Air Force.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
The stocks I'm looking at right now, well, actually, let me finish the point I was talking about earlier. This would have happened eventually because the thing is, now America is not even able to make the interest payments on their debt, and that's really fucking bad. Like, if you ever like have a credit card and you can't even pay the interest on it, that's when you're about to get fucking sued.
Yeah.
And so with America not even being able to make the interest payments on their debt, this would have happened eventually. That stuff would have went high up, that we would have had high tariffs. I say it's better to get it done now and try to pay off some of this debt. And the thing is, you'll never be able to pay it off. I mean, the
No.
national debt hasn't been paid off since like the 1800s.
How does that interest work? Does it go monthly or is it yearly?
Probably yearly, if I had to bet, or
Do you know
probably
what that
monthly.
number is?
No. I can look it up real quick. The United States government is projected to spend $1.2 trillion on interest for payments for its national debt for 2024, exceeding defense spending for the first time, and the trend is expected to continue.
That gives me a headache just thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, shit. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, they got to find a way to make more money and I mean, it's either do this tariff things or raise everybody's taxes.
Dude, you know what drives me nuts? When
But
my grandparents are like, "How are you not getting by easy? When I was your age, this, and that." I was like, "You guys are the reason why."
yeah,
Yeah.
It's
yeah, I get you on that. My grandparents aren't like that, probably because I make more money than them. But um, yeah, I definitely get it. Where it's like, when I was they're like, when I was a kid, gas was 50 cents, and it's like, yeah, and you guys also didn't have cable either.
yeah. My point with that is like, if we don't do something now, we're gonna screw our kids.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's why I'm saying it's better just to do it now before you're more fucked in the future. I mean, here's the thing though, I'll be fucking dead, so I don't care.
Oh,
But I mean, I would want my kids to have a more comfortable life. So
you don't have any kids yet, do you?
not that I know of, thank God. But I'm worried one day, dude. Like I'm definitely worried one day that one's just gonna pop up at my door and it's like, "Do you remember matching with my mom on Tinder?" And I'm like, which one was she?" Like, this is what me and Drew were just talking about before you hopped in here. I was looking, I'm like, "Are these tariffs gonna raise the price on condoms? Because if they are, fuck, I might just have to
They'll
pull
pull
and
out
pray."
method.
Yeah, pull and pray.
You know
But
what they say? Don't be a dummy. Come on her tummy.
But condoms are tariff-proof. Trojans are made in the USA, and Trojans are the only condoms you should buy. Never fuck with Durex or any other condom.
Dude, I was at my
Durex.
buddy's house the other day, and I haven't wore a condom in probably like 10 years. You know, I've had a girlfriend for a while, and we broke up. I was like, bro, you have any condoms? He's like, yeah, I got you. He pulled out the skin condoms. I was like, dude, where are we right now? We're in America. We use Trojan.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I always tell anyone, I'm like, if you're gonna get a condom, just get fucking Trojan, dude. Like, the only brand you should go with. Like, it's the reason it's the most popular because it's the best.
Yeah,
I had to ask
exactly.
you. I didn't even know.
Yeah. Yeah, I just stick with Trojan. There was a couple weeks ago, I matched with a girl on Tinder, and I was at a club in downtown Tulsa, and she was like, "Do you want to come over?" And I'm like, "Fuck yeah!" And she's like, "Are you cool with wearing condoms?" I'm like, "Sure," but I really did not want to spend money on condoms because I just spent like $80 in drinks. But at that bar, they had condoms like on the bar top where you could just
No
grab
way.
them. Yeah, for free. You could just take them.
What
And
bar is this?
it was Majestic. It's a gay bar.
Oh, yeah. I've been there one time for a girl's birthday. I actually had a good time there.
Dude, my friend Crystal fucking loves that place. She loves going there for the drag shows, and so we went there because there was a drag show that night. I ended up dancing with a dude. That's a whole different story. Um, but yeah, she texted me to come over, and I'm like, hell yeah! And so I look at the bar top, and I'm like, oh, there's a whole thing of condoms right there. So I grabbed like a handful of them, shoved them in my pockets, and then I told Crystal and Ashlyn, I was like, hey, y'all got somebody to come pick you up, right? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, cool, I'm heading out. And I went over to that chick's place, and uh, they were Durex condoms, so they weren't the best, but fuck, they got the job done. She hasn't texted me going, I'm late. But actually, back to that story of dancing with the dude, like during the drag show, um, like, so, they're doing their like dance performance and shit like that. And I don't know, I guess I was just good looking that night because he starts looking at me while he's doing his performance. And he's like going like this to me, and I'm like, I'm good, bro. And then I have people like looking at me, and I'm like, it's not even the like, I have no problem with gay people or anything. I just don't dance with dudes.
Yeah.
He's like looking at me, and then he grabs my hand and drags me out there. And so, like, here's my hand, here's his hand, and he like tried to turn around to like put his butt in my freaking pelvis, and I kind of like backed away, and I was just like, "How about we just do this?" And
Bro,
I
he
was,
thought you were a grizzly.
yeah, I guess, dude. Whenever we go there, I get hit on all the fucking time.
At least you know you're good looking. If a dude's hitting on
Yeah,
you got to be good looking.
that's what I think too. I'm like, am I dressed gay? Like, is there something about me?
They just assume you're the grizzly in there, brother.
Yeah, no, I guess. I don't know, it's fucking weird, like, because right after that, I was walking to a bathroom, and there was a dude just, like, looking at me up and down like that, and I'm like, "I'm gonna go piss in the stall, that way I have something to protect my butt. I can go into the fucking urinal."
Dude, that's probably the best place to pick up chicks.
It kinda is, because a lot of straight women go there because they don't wanna get hit on by dudes, so they're like they think it's full of gay dudes.
They put their guard down. They're like, "Oh, there ain't no predators in here. No
And then
lions."
the best thing to do is go with a girl that can then talk to that girl and fucking set you up. Girls are your best wingmen, honestly.
Bro, have
Is
you
it
guys heard of this new club in Tulsa called Sins?
is it a strip club?
Bro, it's a sex club.
What the fuck?
Look it up, dude.
What?
They have mattresses and like, dude, you just look it up. You have to look at it with your own eyes to believe it.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
This includes West Tulsa, Catoosa, Bixby, and Owasso. Drew, have you seen this place?
No?
Tickets are non-refundable if you bought a ticket. What the fuck? Is this a
Dude,
prostitution thing?
I had a buddy that went, and I found out, and I asked him about it. He's like, Baylor, I don't ever want to talk about it again. I was like, fair enough, dude.
He get fucking pegged.
I don't know, man. I don't know what happened in there. He would not talk about it.
I'm a little worried for your buddy. Then I'm like, is he a victim?
Bro, look at the nights they have on there. Like Monday nights this, Tuesday nights that. Have you
See,
they have ladies' night sometime, and it's like men have to come like naked, and the women just pick you out or something. I just described heaven to
I
Cody.
think I'll. I do just fine, man. I don't need to buy tickets or nothing for this shit.
Oh, you do better than me, brother. I'm on a dry streak.
Hey, man, we've all been there,
2 months, dude.
dude. Hell,
Since
I,
Christmas for me.
Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
You seen a 40-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
Your dick is my dick. I'm gonna get you laid. That's a great movie.
I'm not gonna say how long my streak's been because it's gonna make both of you guys cry. But
2 days.
it's been about a week. Dude, I was supposed to. We've completely gone off the rails. I was supposed to get some last. Well, I wasn't supposed to. I was meeting up with a chick last night. That was really fucking weird, dude. Like I go to
witchcraft.
like just fucking stupid. I guess that's a better way to put it. Like so, like we match on Facebook dating, and like she said, like in her bio, like, "Oh, I'm down to get drinks," and so I just jokingly said, "You had me at drinks," and she's like, "Oh yeah, you want to do that tonight?" I'm like, "Sure," and so she's like, "Will you pick me up?" And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "You don't want to meet up there?" I'm like, because we haven't even like said like, "Hi, how are you? What do you do for work?" or shit like that, you know. Or she's just like, "Cool, come pick me up," and I was like, "Fuck, I should have just went with the how you doing gift from friends." That's usually my opening move. But so I'm like, "Fuck it, we ball." So I go and pick her up, and we're driving to a bar, and I was like, "So how long you been single?" And she goes, "2 days." And I'm like, "Oh." And she goes, "Yeah, I just moved back in with my dad yesterday." And I'm like, "Cool." And she goes, "My ex-girlfriend is supposed to come pick her stuff up tomorrow." I'm like, "Wait, ex-girlfriend?"
Ooh,
She
that's
goes,
nice.
so I'm like, "Are you gay?" And she goes, "No, I go both ways." And I'm like, "Oh." And I'm like, "So why'd you guys break up?" And she goes and tells me this whole fucking crazy ass story. And the whole time I'm just thinking, this bitch is fucking nuts because this shit just sounds like it's straight out of her fucking mind, you know? Yeah. So I'm like, "I'm sorry you had such a bad relationship." She goes, "All my relationships are bad." And I'm like, God damn, like you just are a fucking bitch. And I'm like, all relationships? And she goes, yeah. And I'm like, every relationship I've had is toxic. And I'm like, okay, that's a fucking word I fucking hate is toxic because every girl uses that word. You like, you can just say, like, no, we can't go out tonight. And she's like, you're so fucking toxic, you know, any girl. And so um, I'm like, "Well, don't you think you're the common denominator if
You
every
said
relationship."
that?
Yes. I'm like, "If you're saying every relationship you've been in is toxic, don't you think you're the problem at that point?" And she just looked at me like and I'm like, "I'm just saying." And so she, like, looked at me and I'm like, "Hey, you just gotta do some, like, self-reflection or whatever." And then at this point, I was just like I texted, like, one of my friends, like, "Hey, call me and say you need me to come pick you up from work." And so I waited, like, 5 minutes, and one of my coworkers and I put him on speaker, I was like, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And he's like, "Hey, man, can you come pick me up from work?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'll be right there." And then I was like, "You gotta go home." And so I took her home, fucking blocked her number, fucking left, and I just went home. I was just
Dude,
like, "I am not messing with no crazy ass bitch that, like." Yeah.
you guys ever sleep with the chick and then she like wants to cuddle and stuff after, and you're like, I gotta go to the bathroom. And I always text my brother. I'm like, hey, act like you're drunk and you need a ride. And he'll call me and he's like, hey Baylor, I'm fucked up. I need you to come get me. And the worst is when the girl's like, oh, I'll go with you. And you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah, no, I've done that before. I've texted Drew to. Then again, I think Drew was sleeping, so I had to have another friend do it. But like, hey, text me or call me so I can get out of this.
Dude, I learned that from my dad. My dad used to
Yeah.
call me and be like, "Hey, act like you're sick, and I gotta come get you. This girl wants to cuddle, and I don't want to." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah. I know I've been there before where it's like, fuck, how the hell do I get up here? There was one time I went and met up with a girl and she lived out in like the fucking middle of nowhere, like in the fucking wilderness. And I'm like, bro, she could easily fucking kill me, you know?
Oh, dude, I
And
had a situation, a bad one time. I matched with
mhm,
this girl on Tinder. She's like, "Baylor, come over," I was like, "All right, whatever." And I go into her house and it's pitch black, like pitch black.
mhm,
And she
yeah,
says, "Yeah, sit on the couch." I was like, "Okay." And then I start hearing a bunch of footsteps. And I just got up and I took off running.
mhm.
Didn't even give him the chance to take my stuff.
Yeah, I've been there before where I've had that happen before too. I wonder if it was the same girl. But yeah, I've been there before where it's like, dude, this is fucking weird. Um, like I went out, this me and this girl matched, and she lived out in Skytook, and she's like, "Oh, my door's locked. Just knock when you come up." And like I knocked, and I waited like 5 minutes, and we like were texting on Facebook, and I could see that she was active, but she wasn't like responding, and I was like, "This is fucking weird, dude." And so I was just like started getting more and more weirded out just standing there, and, like, her place had, like, no lights, and I was just like, "Dude, I got a bad feeling about this shit," and I fucking just got in my car and fucking sped off.
Were you in Skytook or Turley?
Skytook.
You ever been to Turley?
I deliver there almost every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's an interesting place right there, huh?
That dude is a fuck
It is.
that place is a fucking shithole.
My
It
grandpa is actually the mayor of Skytook.
really?
Yeah.
Well, hell, tell him to evict this bitch. This was a couple years ago, and this was actually a time when I was going through a dry spell, and this girl was not, like, the best looking, you know? But I was just like, "Fuck, I need to get some," you know? And
Hey, you close your eyes hard enough, you can use your imagination pretty well.
there's a reason why God invented doggy style.
uh,
But, yeah, no, I was going through a dry spell, and I was just like, dude, I was thinking when I was turning like, when I was leaving there, I'm like, "Dude, I really just about risked my life for some mediocre girl," you know? And then, like, I was like, "I gotta fucking straighten my life out and find a girlfriend," and then I haven't done that since.
you guys want to hear the craziest pickup line I've ever heard in my life?
Sure,
My
then I got one right after.
bro, my buddy, me and my girlfriend broke up. And he tells me every day, he's like, "Use this fucking line, Baylor." He said, "You can't come off as a weirdo." I'm like, "All right, what is it?" He said, "You walk up to a girl." He said it's called the shock and awe.
Mhm.
He said you go up to her and you're like, "Man, you're looking good. I really want to fuck you tonight." And then he said, then he says to say like compliment her heels or something. I'm like, bro, you're just asking to go to jail.
Dude, I remember you telling me about that, and I was like, "Don't use that."
No, dude, no.
No, my favorite, and it might get your ass whooped, but it also might work. You just walk up to a girl and be like, "Hey, you should come home with me tonight." And if she goes, "Sorry, I have a boyfriend," you go, "Well, I'm sorry, I have a goldfish." And then she'll look at you and go, "What?" And you go, I'm sorry, I thought we were talking about shit that doesn't matter."
I'll
I'm
tell
like,
you the best way to pick up chicks that I figured out. You got to
"Roofies?"
have 3 or 4 buddies. You walk
Uh,
up to a girl, or you send your first buddy in to walk up to a girl and you talk to her, dance with her, and then you just walk away randomly. Just walk away. Do that two
mhm.
or three more times, and then the last guy comes in, and it's golden.
Dude, nah, I always think about, like, what if you just had, like, one of your buddies, like, pretend to rob you real quick and be like, "Come on, man, just take one for the team, just whoop his ass real quick." Be like, "Hey, I saved us, babe."
That would be legendary.
Drew, would you do that for me?
I would.
I would do the same for you. We just start doing WWE moves on each other. Like I pick you up for the fucking F5, you counter into an RKO.
I'll
This
jump
bitch
off the bar and do a 5-star frog splash.
dude. That's what you should do. Just like fake a robbery, but then turn it into a WWE match. Oh, I think we just found a good idea for my channel.
That'd be sick, bro. Have you guys seen what's his name? He's the gigolo guy. He goes, "Fuck this shit," and then we'll jump on like barbed wire or whatever.
No,
Oh, dude, that's funny. Y'all gotta check that out.
my favorite comedy wrestler right now is you know who Kane is?
Yeah, cocaine.
Yeah, Cocaine is my favorite comedy wrestler right
Yeah.
now. That shit's so funny. Have you seen that, Drew?
Yes, I have.
And then there's also another one out there now called Gain, and it's like he's dressed up in like pride shit, you know. That shit's so funny. Do you like wrestling at all?
Oh yeah, bro.
You excited for WrestleMania?
I haven't watched these last couple years, but I've been getting back into it. All the WCW, I've almost watched them all so far.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
And in a couple weeks, my channel is going to be really fucking busy because I'm going to do a watch along for both nights of WrestleMania, and then that week is also the NFL draft, and we're going to have a live watch party on my channel too. So by the end of that week, I'm going to be sounding like I smoked for 60 years. My
Do
throat's
you
just gonna
watch
be.
UFC?
I do. I don't keep up with it as much as like when it was at its peak, like when you had Rousey, McGregor,
Yeah.
Daniel Cormier, Stipe. Like,
Dude, we're going to the UFC fights next month or this month in Kansas City, and the night before
oh
is
shit.
WWE, and I'm trying to get my brother to go.
Oh, at for Backlash, the pay per view.
Is it Backlash?
Yeah, it's gonna be in St. Louis,
No, it's in Kansas City.
Kansas City.
Yeah, I think it's
Yeah,
just Monday Night Raw, or it's
they
either Monday
probably.
Night Raw or SmackDown.
I'm looking at the event calendar right now because I know Backlash is in St. Louis because Randy Orton's on the poster for it, and he's from St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kansas City, April 28th, Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we were wanting to go, but the tickets are pretty expensive.
I know me and my buddy John, we want to go to the show in Tulsa, but dude, like for like regular seats that I used to pay like $80 for, they're now like 300.
That means wrestling's taking back off. I'm sorry,
What?
Drew.
No, you
He
did.
just said, "Goddamn."
Yeah, bro. Have you guys been to an arena football game before?
No.
Dude, you need to go.
What's Tulsa as a team, right?
Yeah, what are we? We're not the Outlaws. We're
Oilers?
I think we're the Oilers.
Mhm.
You need to go. I've been to the lingerie football thing, and that was pretty cool too.
I think about like emailing them and see if like I could interview some of the players for the podcast or for my channel. I think that'd be cool.
Well, the person I went with knew the coach, and we got my brothers on the field, and they got signed balls and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Really? When they first like because they've only been around for like 2 or 3 years, their team actually came to my store and bought like bedding and stuff for the players because I guess they had like apartments for the players to stay in and stuff. So they came and like bought like furniture and stuff for the players' apartments.
Those are the guys that like went to big schools that just couldn't make it pro, and they're still trying to live out the dream. So they're pretty good.
Mhm. Dude, you know what I want to do so bad? That's the one thing I hate about working at Walmart is not having weekends off. Out at Hakey Creek and Bixby, they do flag football every weekend.
Really?
Yeah, it's like 8-man flag football, and I'm like, fuck, I want to put together a team so bad and just dominate flag football while I'm young. Because I went out there one day when I had like a Sunday off, and I was looking at the teams, and they were all like dudes in their 40s, and I'm like, shit, I'm like 25. If I had like a bunch of my friends around my age, I'm like, fuck, we could dominate this shit. And like, the only thing is, it's expensive as fuck. Like to sign up your team, it's like $400. But
Really?
if you win the championship, you get your entry into the next season free.
That'd be sick, bro. I would do it for sure.
Yeah, I'd put together like fuck. Drew would be my tight end. Well, actually, I wouldn't be the quarterback. I'd have to find. I want to be a receiver, but Drew would be the tight end on the team because he's like 6'8". So it's like, fuck.
Dang, how tall are you? Really 6'8"?
I'm like 6'6".
Dang, we need to go play basketball.
You're basically 6'8".
Did you guys play ball in high school?
I played football, then I stopped because I had surgery on my back, and then I tried to play basketball, and I'm not good. I wasn't as good then as I am now. Like, but basketball was also something I never like tried at either.
I did a little bit.
Fracture? What'd you say, Drew? I'm sorry.
I did a little bit.
So this is how me and Baylor met. We were in the same fantasy football league, and then we just started talking and shit. And then I think I said something about the stock market in that group chat, and you texted me about it. And then now we're in like 3 different group chats together.
Yeah, bro. I knew nothing about stocks until I started talking to you. I just
really
started.
Yeah, like you know what actually got me kind of into stocks?
What's that?
Grand Theft Auto 5.
Really?
Yeah, because you know how you could do the stock missions and that where you could kill somebody and it would affect the stock price and then you can make a shitload of money on it. Like
Dude, that's
I'm like,
awesome.
yeah, and so I was like, well shit, let me look into the real life stock market. Not saying I'm planning on murdering anybody to affect stock prices. Let me get that out the way. And I guess I should also say, do not take our advice on stocks. We're just giving our opinions. That way we don't get sued later.
You're gonna be the next Luigi, the guy that shot the healthcare guy.
No, I'm good. People won't be as sympathetic to me. I'm nowhere near as handsome as that dude.
What ended up happening with that guy? Do you know?
I think he's still awaiting trial. I read the other day they're like seeking the death penalty.
Oh wow.
But yeah, I mean that's how I got into stocks. And plus, like the thing with stocks too is I look at like a savings account. And the thing with a lot of savings accounts are the interest rates are fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, this I have a little bit more control over. Of course, you know, I can't affect what the fucking president does, but I'm still in the green even after today. And I did lose $160 today. But I also look at it like, you know, I can get my dividend payments, and those dividend payments, if you add them all up together, even with them being quarterly, would still probably be more than the interest payment I would get from my bank. Now, I could just go with a different bank. I've been looking at going to SoFi, but the only problem I have with that is you can have an online bank, you know, an online account with SoFi, but if something's wrong with your account, you can't fucking go anywhere because there's no building here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's like, and I'm like, and I ain't talking to some fucking customer service rep that barely speaks English about something that's wrong with my account, you know?
That's basically my problem.
Yeah, like, you know, at least if my account fucks up with Arvist, I can go to Arvist and fucking yell at them, you know? You know, SoFi, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Did you ever look into that Smithfield stuff I was telling you about?
Yeah, it's on my watch list. I just haven't bought into it yet.
No, don't buy into it.
Yeah. No.
It's owned by China.
Oh, really?
Smithfield Pork, they're all owned by China.
I'll take them off my watch list then. Yeah, and so this is one thing we were coming on here to talk about. The stocks you should be eyeing are American-made companies, and here's one that I haven't heard much people talk about: insurance companies. You know, we were just talking about United Health. I mean, those companies aren't going to be affected by tariffs. I mean, they will, but not as bad as like all these other places like Apple and Nike. Like, and the thing is, with these insurance companies, they make so much fucking money. So if you're looking to put your money in somewhere, I would look at like United Health or any insurance company, basically.
Have you looked into I don't know the exact name of it. It's like SPX 500 or something like that.
Yeah, S&P 500.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a collection of companies basically, and then their number is based off of how all those companies do. It's just like the Dow.
Okay.
Yeah, the S&P 500. It's just all this shit crumbled together. Another speaking of the Dow, today it went down 1,600 points, which is the biggest drop off since March of 2020.
What is the Dow?
It's just like what I described again. It's all these companies put together, they make up the Dow. And so if you want to know kind of like how the markets do it, and you look at the Dow, and then it'll kind of let you know, like, oh, all these other companies kind of are doing shitty, you know?
Would you invest in real estate right now?
No, because we keep fucking with Canada on these tariffs, and they can fuck with us back and put a tariff on lumber, which would make housing costs go way, way up, and then no one's going to buy a house.
Do we get most of our lumber from them?
I know we get some lumber from them. I mean, that's the thing. We get everything from everywhere, you know?
Yeah.
You know how Russia they're stockpiling on like twigs and sticks and trees. They got a big yard just full of that stuff.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know why they are, but
So these are all the companies. I don't know if you can see this, Baylor. These are all the companies that make up Dow. So you got companies like American Express, Amazon, Apple, Coca-Cola, Disney, JP Morgan, McDonald's, Microsoft, Nike, uh, Verizon, Visa, Walmart. All these companies make up Dow.
yeah.
And then so yeah, all these companies combined are what make up that score for Dow.
JP Morgan might be a good one to invest in, huh?
Yeah, they went down like 7%. I invested in JP Morgan last year and made some decent money off of them, and they pay a really good dividend.
Did Petco drop back down? They had a big jump a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, they jumped like 30%. Fucking pissed me off. Um, let me look. I'll see what they did today. Petco went down 12%.
Dang. They're still up though.
Yeah, for the month, they're still up 22%. Their stock is $2.94 a share. The only thing that makes me iffy on Petco is they're not profitable.
Yeah.
Last year, they had a net profit of negative $101 million.
Have you looked into can you invest in Netflix?
Yeah. Netflix, I stay away from though because their price is so fucking high that if it goes down like 0.01%, you're still losing like a dollar. Like if you bought like a full share, you know?
Oh.
Because like,
They're about to
is
do
it
a deal with the UFC.
really?
Yeah, and they just got
Ooh,
the WWE.
yeah. I wonder. So does that mean UFC is gonna leave ESPN?
I guess they're pissed at ESPN. Their last big pay-per-view, everybody was
Mhm.
trying to buy it and nobody could watch it.
Yeah, I could see. Because you know how WWE and UFC are now owned by the same company. Yeah, I could see
Yeah.
them working out a deal with Netflix and um, yeah. Yeah, Netflix's stock right now is $917 a share.
Damn.
God damn.
Yeah, so that's why I avoid buying Netflix because it's so ridiculously high. The only time I would consider it buying is if they split.
What do you mean split?
So a stock split is whenever companies they split their stock to open up more shares for people to buy. So like Walmart did it last year. So what they did last year is for every stock you owned, you got 3.
Oh, that's badass.
So like last year Walmart stock was $180. So they did a 3-for-1 split, so it was at $60 then. But it didn't make Walmart any less valuable. All it meant was that there was now more shares for people to buy. And it fucking pissed so I owned Walmart whenever that split happened. And then last year I was out with my ankle. I broke my ankle and I wasn't making any money, so I had to cash out that stock. If I still had all that stock, I'd be fucking doing pretty good right now. I mean,
Damn.
Walmart stock is down considerably the last 2 months because it was like $107 a share. Now it's like 80. But the thing is, Walmart's never gonna stop fucking making money. So it's like long term, I would have been really fucking good.
How are these tariffs going to affect Walmart? Because you would think that small business are going to kind of take off now with the tariffs.
Walmart will find a way.
So I can lead you into like the fresh food area.
Mhm.
So basically, how like you think it will affect produce. So right now, we're kind of like what we call in-state season. So we buy
Mhm.
all of our produce in-state now since winter's pretty much over. So a lot of our produce come from California, Florida, Texas, Georgia.
Really?
So yeah,
I didn't know that.
that's majority of our produce comes in during spring and summer. During August through December, it comes from South America, so like Chile, Brazil, and all that.
I
So
thought
right now, it won't be as bad, but during winter, it's going to fucking suck.
so. Like all the clothing and stuff that comes from China, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
all the clothing like that will come from the Philippines, China, Singapore, and all that.
The thing is, Doug McMillon, the CEO of Walmart, and Donald Trump, they're boys.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah, they'll find a way around it. Walmart is right now pushing suppliers in China to reduce the prices to combat the tariffs. Like, because Walmart has to buy that shit and then they mark it up, in the stores to make money off of it. So they're now asking the places in China to lower their prices, and that way Walmart won't have to jack up the price so much higher to make a profit.
Is China just doing so good because it's slave or like child labor, slave
Yeah,
labor, or
because it's so
whatever?
cheap. Like they sell this shirt for $2 or whatever, and they only paid the dude a penny to make it, and all the stuff to make that shirt only cost them like 30 cents.
I seen that there was like several companies that are donating or not donating, they're pledging billions of dollars to America. I had the list, but I can't find it now.
Yeah, like companies that are saying they're gonna move to America to avoid the tariffs.
Yeah, and bring jobs like SoftBank out of Japan. I know
Mhm.
they pledged a bunch of money.
You know what the thing is? There's still gonna be motherfuckers saying they can't find a job.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the thing that's like, okay, all these which I mean, the thing is though, with all the money that or all the stuff they've been doing with Doge, there are a lot of people out of jobs now. So, I mean, that's the thing too, where it's like, I mean, there's still gonna be people unemployed, but I remember this one dude got fired from Walmart, and he said Walmart had blacklisted him from other companies from working, and I'm like, "Bruh, Walmart don't give a fuck about you to fucking
No.
they ain't gonna call Lowe's and be like, "Hey, don't hire this dude." Like, I'm there's just some people that will find any excuse in the world not to fucking work. But yeah, I know we were talking about companies now saying that they're gonna come to America to, avoid the tariffs basically.
There's a
Um,
bunch.
yeah, and I mean, that's the part where tariffs work, but then there's the part where they don't work, and that's the part that's gonna fucking hurt everybody else with the prices. But, like I alluded to it earlier where I said, like, we gotta find a way to pay off this national debt. And I mean, the thing I've always said, like, why the fuck do they do tax returns every year? Like, why don't they just hold on to that money? I mean, I'm not complaining. I like having that money back.
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's the thing. People rely on that money every year, and then people then use that money to buy shit, and then the shit they buy is taxed, and then the government gets that money off the tax. So it does work in that way. But it's also like, fuck, like, I don't know, like, I'm just like, why did they even give us that money back? Like, why not just use it to pay off the national debt?
Exactly.
Is Elon Musk is he done with Doge next month or what's going on with that?
I don't know that I keep seeing reports about that, but I don't know. I don't believe anything I see this week with it being fucking April Fools.
Oh yeah, dude, I got that bad. A couple people
Yeah.
got me real bad.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, I saw that, but I'm also like, "Fuck, I don't believe anything that anyone says." From what I saw, what Trump said yesterday, I think he said Elon's in it for the long haul. I think it'd be a way bigger story, like, it'd be like headline news um, if you saw that, like, if it was actually happening.
Yeah, I thought he just had like a deal worked out where he could only do it for so long, or I didn't know
Yeah,
much about that.
yeah, Doge is a temporary thing. I think it's supposed to only last, like, 2 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But I'm also like, well, what else could he do? Because I mean, all they're doing is, uh, cutting jobs and cutting government spending and stuff like that. But it's like, okay, like unless Elon now is going to come up with a plan to, pay back the debt and stuff, I don't know what else he could do really.
They got all the big time business owners in Doge,
Yeah.
like the Silicon Valley guys.
hmm The thing this is another thing that irritates me, and you see people like bitching about it on Twitter, where it's like, "Oh, Trump's tanking the stock market so all his billionaire friends can go in and buy stocks and make even more money." You know who else can also do that? You. And so, I
Are you
mean,
watching Nancy Pelosi stocks?
no, but I should. Why the fuck's that bitch needing more money? She's about to die, though.
She's trying to have generational family wealth.
Does she even have any kids?
I think so, but I'm not for
Uh,
sure. That you see that guy broke into their house like 6 months ago with a bat
no, it
and
was like that was a couple of years ago.
oh, was it?
Yeah,
Damn, time flies by. But
yeah,
he
that
kept
was
going, "Where's Nancy? Where's Nancy?"
yeah, that was October 2022.
Dang, time flies.
They caught it all on, like, home video too.
Really?
Yeah, right, right here, I'll show you. This isn't a video, but it's like a still image of it.
That's crazy shit.
Yeah, and that was I mean, you could tell that dude's just fucking nuts. You know who he looks like? He looks like that guy from The Simpsons, the fucking nerdy guy, you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah. He
But
looks
yeah,
like
her
he
husband.
probably downed a couple PBRs before that.
What I'm trying to her husband, he was fucked up afterwards. I
Yeah. Yeah, duct taped him to a chair, didn't he?
I think so.
Dude, why aren't we talking about Nancy's fucking cannons though?
Oh god.
Dude, she's got some fucking cannons on her, brother.
Yeah, no, not up my alley. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't do an older woman, but, not that old.
Dude, she would change your life.
I'm good, bro. What's the oldest you've ever gone?
About 52 or so.
I went 42? She was 15 years
42?
older than me. Yeah,
I was 18 or 19 and she was
you were a
52.
victim.
I liked it though.
I was, 20 22.
You were how old?
22.
22.
Yeah, so yeah, she was 20 years older than me actually. Um, that was actually a good time too, but I was also thinking I had learned some shit and it's like, no, I ended up doing all the fucking work. It's like, no matter the age, all these bitches are lazy.
What? You had to do all
Yeah,
the work with an older woman?
yeah,
Oh, that's crazy, bro.
yeah, no, I'm just like, no matter the age, all these bitches are lazy.
You should have told her to give you a Nuru massage.
What's that?
Oh, it's where they get naked and get oiled up and they go body to body with you.
I don't know how I'd feel about that one, man.
You would like it. It's like Soapy Land in Japan.
uh, Drew, we need
Write
you to
that one
experience this, man.
down right now.
What'd you say?
So write that one down right now.
Hey, look up Soapy Land in Japan.
I don't know, man. I'm still scarred from the last thing you told us to look up.
Oh, what was that?
Sin.
Oh,
I'm
dude,
just like,
that's
this is
some
in our fucking
crazy shit.
town.
Do what?
I'm like, this is in our town. You know what because I've never seen it. I bet you I know where it is though.
Where's that?
That fucking massage place that just opened up by Daylight Donuts.
Oh, I could use a massage. An Asian massage?
Yeah.
Oh, whew. You ever had one?
Yeah. Well, not the kind where they jerk you off, but I've gotten massaged by an Asian before.
You know how you get them to jerk you off?
I don't want them to jerk me off. I'm good.
Oh, you don't want another method?
Yeah, no, I'm good. Massages are just fucking weird. Like, I went to get one time, and I like took my shirt off, but I had my sweatpants on, and the girl was like, "Why are your pants still on?" And I was like, "'Cause I wanted my back massaged." And she was like, "Will you take them off?" And I was like, "Sure, but I'm leaving my underwear on." And she she massaged me, but she got, like, way too close to my fucking butt, and I was like, "Dude, she, like, fucking spreads this out, I'm fucking leaving."
Dude, you just gotta let it fucking happen, brother.
Nah, I'm good.
At least you
I
went
had
to
a
like fucking Justin Tucker. Getting real
nah,
too excited.
yeah, no, I'm not trying to be Justin Tucker or Deshaun Watson, um, but no, I couldn't let it happen. I had a girlfriend at the time.
Bro, what you do is you go in and you pay for the hour. And then when the hour's up, you pay for more time. And that's how you get it to happen.
Yeah, no, I'm good, bro. Like I say, I don't got no problems getting none, so
Well, I do. So, I mean, I'm taking all the advantages I fucking can.
I know you guys are my Padawans. You guys are the ones I'm trying to teach to be players.
Are you going out this weekend?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Probably not. Well, actually, I do got plans with a girl on um Sunday. So
Where you taking her?
we're going downtown and then going back to her place and then I'm off on Monday. So
Make sure you bring a bottle of wine.
I'm more of a whiskey dude. I don't like wine.
Oh, it's for her, brother, not you.
She likes whiskey too.
Oh, you're gonna have a good night.
Dude, I was gonna sip on some whiskey during this podcast, but then I was like, "Fuck, we're gonna be talking about smart people shit, and I don't want to fucking sound retarded." So did not sip any whiskey during this podcast. So this is just my natural stupidity throughout the whole show. I even wore a tie and a nice shirt since I knew we were going to be talking about stocks. And the thing is, I imagine this podcast will do decent on views. Maybe not because YouTube doesn't like it whenever we mention Donald Trump. But I also know everyone's going to be searching up tariffs. Me and Drew, we were talking. I said the most Google word of 2025 is going to be tariff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many countries have we put tariffs on? Do you know?
I got the image pulled up here because I'm going to use it for the thumbnail of this episode. Here, let me open it on here.
I saw that we put a tariff on Israel. That surprised me.
Yeah, me too. Let's see. On here, you got 25 countries.
Damn, dude.
God damn, 97%.
90% on Vietnam.
97 Cambodia.
We're getting our get back on Vietnam now, boys.
Yeah, they fucking whooped our ass in the war. We're gonna fucking bankrupt them.
Hey, easy. My grandpa hears that, he's gonna fucking come in here and kill me. I got Agent Orange over there, boy. Shut your mouth.
Man, I don't know. It's a crazy time to live in, but I don't know. I'm optimistic that one, eventually everyone will just get fucking used to it. No matter what, people are gonna bitch about it. It doesn't matter um, who the fucking president is. People bitched about when Biden was president. People bitch about when Trump's president. People bitch when Obama was president. I mean, that's the thing. Like, you can't really trust what people say because everyone has their fucking biases. Um, as for us, this podcast was kind of meant to be more about the stock market. This is what the stock market does. It goes up and down, and I mean, I'm not worried about it. It does suck right now because I did want to cash out some of that money to buy a new truck. Well, not a brand new,
Nice.
but I know it will go back up eventually, and actually, I'll probably make even more money. But for
What do
now,
you
my
guys?
plan
Oh, sorry.
but for now, my plan is just to not to buy what I think will do all right. Mainly buy into companies that are going to pay dividends, like Walmart, like even Apple. Like Apple is going to be really affected by these tariffs, but the thing is, Apple is going to find a way to make fucking money. The
I
iPhone
think
always sells.
they're moving to America, aren't they?
I doubt it. I mean, that's the thing. Apple makes so much fucking money because again, they pay someone like 10 cents to make a fucking iPhone and then they sell it for $1,000. So I think
Yeah.
they'll just eat the cost on that tariff. They might move some stuff to America, but not all of it.
How do you feel about our relation with Canada? It's going pretty sour.
I don't really care.
Can't wait for our 51st day to come in the union.
Dude, we could. Okay, what do you guys think about if we went and tried to take them over?
I think we could. I don't think we should, but I think we could. Trudeau, the prime minister, that dude's a fucking pussy. And then now they have a new one, and I haven't even heard about what he's
Dude,
done.
he looks like a weirdo.
But there's a podcast I listen to that's hosted by a Canadian, and he's unhappy with the Canadian government and all that. So I feel like even some Canadians would be like, "Fuck it, fuck, come take us over."
Realistically, if we try to take over Canada, it would just kind of be like Russia, Ukraine, kind of.
I I haven't really paid that much attention. That's the thing. Like a lot of the shit, I just don't care.
Yeah.
Like even the shit with the tariffs. It's more like it kind of annoys me just because it affects the stock, but it's also like, I mean, fuck. Eventually, it's just gonna like the prices are gonna be the new normal. When inflation went up so high a couple of years ago, what did we all do? We just got used to it.
Do you think? Do you think we'll like? How long will it take us to recover? I heard we lost, or the stock market lost $2 trillion or something.
$3.1 trillion.
Damn.
So like, let's look at the companies I follow. Let's look at the ones that went down the most. So the ones on my watch list. So the biggest loser today was Under Armour, kind of in the same boat as Nike. Went down 19%. Academy 18%. Nike 14. SoFi 14. Warner Brothers 13. Reddit 12. Starbucks 11. So like all these companies, Nike, Under Armour, it's gonna be about if they change their business practices. Because
Where's
like,
Under Armour at? Are they in China too?
yeah, probably. So I mean that's the thing, unless these companies move to, because that's the thing, like if they're fucked now, imagine next year when they do their yearly earnings call and they're like, oh, revenue was down 40% from last year, then they're really fucked. So they're just a wait and see. Like the rating on them right now is hold. So it's like that means don't do anything. The rating for Academy is moderate buy, which, because I imagine Academy doesn't get all their shit from China, but they get some of it. Like they get
What's
Nike and Under Armour
what's a good
products.
American brand?
I mean, the ones I would personally put money in, right now is Capital One, Visa, and AT&T.
Is there any good American clothing brands that are made in America that you know of?
You'd have to look them up. I couldn't tell you that off the top of my head.
Because if the tariffs are going to hit real hard on clothes, I imagine that like Dollar General and maybe even Walmart might start buying American-made stuff.
The thing, like, especially today, like, I expected Walmart to take a big hit. They were down 2.78%, which compared to a lot of other companies is not that bad. Like Amazon
not bad.
got hit way, way worse. Amazon went down almost 9%.
Is everybody just selling?
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. Yeah, all these people are selling their stock because they're worried about how they're scared of the tariffs, basically. Like, remember a couple of months ago or a couple of weeks ago, we had a really big sell-off when Trump first announced the plans for the tariffs. Now they've actually gone into effect.
How long are they supposed
So,
to last? You know,
I mean, it's supposed to last forever.
I thought
But
if they came down, I thought we would come down or something.
yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like, it's not permanent. Your mic's kind of messed up, by the way. But that's the thing. Like, yeah, that's the thing with Trump. Basically, what he's doing is like, okay, if you play ball, we'll play ball. You know. So I mean, yeah, they're permanent now, but they can be lifted. Like the tariffs can be lifted at any time. So, I mean, at least that's how I interpret it, and that's just me like trying to read shit and getting like news off TikTok and shit like that. Because, like I said, I'm not watching CNN. I'm not watching Fox. So I'm just like trying to get I get my information off Twitter and TikTok.
Yeah, I'm on Twitter and Reddit, so I get most of my stuff.
I try to get on Reddit sometimes, but there's a lot of fucking stupid people on Reddit. There's a lot of stupid people on Twitter too, but I feel like Reddit's even more anonymous, so they have even more free range to be stupid.
Yeah, that's just the Wild West of the internet.
Mhm. Yeah, Reddit's just fucking weird. Like I'll go down Reddit threads sometimes, and I feel like I need a shower after.
They have some good stock conversations on there if you can find the right ones.
Yeah, there's some dudes I follow on Twitter that you know, give stock advice, but one of them I had to unfollow because the dude cost me a shitload of money. Dividend dude, fuck you. That dude, all he does is fucking suck Google's dick, and he's like, Google, 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 Google. Keep buying Google. I've lost. I'll tell you how much money I've lost on Google. I have invested $200, which isn't in the grand scheme of thing that much money, considering I have $2,000 invested in Walmart and $1,500 invested in TKO. But I have $200 invested in Google. I've lost $41. So yeah, dividend dude, suck my fucking dick. It's my biggest loss by far. Like all my other stocks I'm in the green on, except Google.
I think Google would be booming.
Dude, they're down like for the year they're up 0.12%, but for the last month they're down 12%.
Damn.
Yeah. Only thing I like about Google is that they pay a good dividend.
You guys do much fishing? I know this is off topic, but I gotta go dump some ice on these fish I just caught.
The thing with fishing with me is I tried to go when I was younger with my grandparents and my mom. And the thing I did not like about going fishing with them is they try to tell you like, do this, do that, do that. And I'm like, dude, it's fucking throwing a line in the water and hoping a fish is fucking stupid enough to bite.
Oh, bro, there's a lot of methods to it.
Yeah, no, I'm not about that. Drew, you like fishing, don't you?
Yeah, I like fishing.
It's been a while since you went though.
I caught a couple hogs.
Dude, my some of my favorite videos on YouTube right now are
Hell yeah.
this dude named Camp Kyle. He does a thing where he catches fish and then he cuts them up on like the shore side and cooks them, like on video.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'll send you a
We
few
did
of
that
his
with some
videos.
crappie the other day.
Really? I know
Yeah, I'm
seafood
taking my
sounds
boat out in the morning.
seafood sounds fucking good right now.
Have you ever been to White River Fish Market?
I go. There's one right around the corner from my work. I go there like once a week for lunch. Me and Drew just went there a couple weeks ago. Actually,
Yeah.
Dude, that is the best place.
I got some scallops there a few weeks ago. Oh my god, they were so fucking good.
Have you tried mahi mahi?
Yeah, yeah. My grandma she makes mahi and it's fucking good. She she oven bakes it with like lemon and shit like that.
Oh, that sounds so good.
It's really fucking good. She's the best cook I've ever met.
Have you looked into any restaurants about investing in them?
Kava. That's the one I'm buying into. It's like a health. It's like Chipotle. Well, not like Chipotle, but it's like a health food place kind of. But they're a restaurant that I bought money into them a couple weeks ago. I bought $130 worth, and before today, I was up like $10 on them, and I'm just gonna keep pouring money into them because they made $130 million in profits last year, and they got plans to open more stores. So, like their estimated earnings per share is projected to be 13 cents. So they're projected to be even more profitable because before that it was projected to be 6 cents. So they're projected to make a lot of money this year. So Kava is
Based out of California?
Washington D.C.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to look into them.
Yeah, that's one I would buy into. They were down 7% today, but I would. That's the thing too. Like all these companies just had earnings calls, so now would be the time to buy into them. And then whenever they have their next earning calls, a lot of these stocks are going to rebound then. So I mean, this
What
is
is
time
an
to buy.
earnings call?
It's how they report on how their business is doing.
Oh, okay.
They do them quarterly. So yeah, that's another thing. Like 3 months from now, I expect a lot of these stocks to rebound.
You're projecting 3 months?
Yeah, because like I said, they do these earnings calls quarterly. So like a lot of them just had them like last month. So now like May, June, July, a lot of these companies will have more earnings calls and report numbers, and then that will reflect on their stock and cause it to go up. So yeah, Kava's one I would buy into, and Dutch Bros is the other.
Oh yeah, Dutch
I,
Bros. Have you seen Seven Brew?
yeah, I've been to Seven Brew once. It was all right, but I don't think they're
I've
like
been seeing a lot of them.
yeah they're popping up, but I don't think they're like publicly traded or anything.
Oh really?
Yeah,
We have a
yeah, no, I'm not
contract with
seeing.
them. We do asphalt.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's how I learned about them.
Yeah, Kava is one I would buy into. Dutch Bros is the other. I don't know what other like food places you could buy into. Really, I don't really pay attention to those that much. I more pay attention to like retail stocks,
Yeah, I looked at
retail and
Wendy's
tech.
stock just to see, but Wendy's stock is pretty low. It's like $17 or something.
Really?
Yeah, I was really surprised.
So Drew, let's get what ones are you looking at right now, Drew?
Let me look. So the ones I'm looking at, well, I was now, was Tyson, Workday, DraftKings, JP Morgan Chase, Dutch Bros, because what you've been mentioning,
Mhm.
Apple, Petco, Bath and Body Works, Under Armour, and Hershey's.
Workday's an interesting one. Their shit's expensive too, though. But they're going to be one that's going to be tariff proof too, because it's a fucking HR system, you know.
Well, the reason why I say Workday, a lot of retailers are going towards Workday.
Yeah, like my mom, she works in HR, and a lot of companies.
Did you say
she's
Workday?
like Workday.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You said Word Day, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically a program that you can do like your HR stuff or financial programming and or organizational charting. It's a basic business stuff. Tyson, Hershey's, DraftKings.
With these tariffs.
They're actually up today. Yeah, they're up 1.29%. But they're on
Tyson's
hold.
Where's their main building at? Do you know?
I have no
Think so.
idea, but I'm not really into them right now because the whole bird flu.
Oh, bird flu?
Yeah, all their not to call their chickens because they're both bird flu.
Oh, I did not know about that.
Tyson's based in Arkansas, by the way. What one that you mentioned, DraftKings. DraftKings is so fucking frustrating because they've been hovering between $30 and $40 a share. And the thing is, DraftKings, like everyone uses it, and sports gambling's getting legal in more and more states. They're still not fucking profitable. You know what their profit last year was?
What?
Negative $500 million. They
Damn.
lost $500 million. And part of it, I think, is because they spend way too much fucking money on advertising.
Yeah,
And it's
I was
like,
about to say
dog,
that.
like, everybody knows what fucking DraftKings is. You guys don't need to spend any more money. Hell, you'll see a dude with a channel my size, and he's sponsored by DraftKings. And it's like, God damn, they just give money to everybody. By the way,
Send me some
DraftKings,
money.
hit me up with a sponsorship.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Promo code Trainwreck will get you $15 on your first deposit. Just kidding.
That'd be so cool.
But yeah, if DraftKings would stop spending so much fucking money on advertising, they'd probably keep some of their money. Like, they'd probably be profitable.
I think they sponsored. Oh, it might have been Prize Picks actually. Yeah, it was Prize Picks. Never mind.
Yeah, yeah, their stock right now is $32 a share. So here's the thing: their revenue was $4.7 billion. But then when you take out all their costs, with advertising and operation and all that, it costs them, negative $500 million.
Damn.
And it's like they're making money, but they're not profitable. So it's like they got to fucking reevaluate shit. Because I don't get how they can stay in business with that business model. Sorry, what were you about to say?
How much money do you think they spend on ads?
I can look it up. DraftKings spent, this is from 2023, they spent over $1.2 billion on advertising.
Holy crap.
So imagine if they cut that in half, how much more? I mean, they still wouldn't be profitable, but it'd be better, Yeah, so DraftKings is like one, I look at them and it's like, they would be a great stock to have if they could ever become profitable, but I don't think they've ever been profitable.
How long have they been around?
Long time. It's got to be at least 15 years.
Oh, really? I wouldn't even think so.
Founded in 2012, so 13 years.
Dang.
Yeah, hell, there's a website right here. It says, how does a gambling website lose money? And that's the same question I'm asking. But I don't know, is there any other topics that we want to hit? We're kind of going long on this one.
Whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm down for whatever. My mind just gets spinning.
Yeah. Drew, you got anything else? I know you got work tomorrow. I don't want to keep you on here forever. I'm off tomorrow, so.
You're all good. No, I can't really think of anything.
Well, I think that's what we'll cut it off then. Baylor, this will be up tomorrow after I edit it. I'll put the link in the group chat way you can watch it.
Sweet.
Thank you for coming on, man. This was fun. Me and Drew, we didn't do a show last week because we didn't have shit to talk about, and we didn't really have shit to talk about this week either. And so it's like cool having someone else on here kind of helps reinvigorate shit, have someone new to talk to.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, guys. If you guys ever talk about, I know a lot about sports. I know a lot about sports.
Well, who's your favorite NFL team?
The Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah.
So I'll hit you up. Like I said, we're gonna do a draft watch along on my channel for the NFL draft. And me and Drew will be here. Waiting to hear back from our buddies Zach and Trevor on if they're gonna be on here. And then one of my coworkers, Tay, he's a Bills fan. I want to try to get as many people in here from different teams to talk about the draft, because
really
it's
cool.
kind of because last year, it was really fun last year with me, Drew, and Zach, but you had 2 Raiders fans and a Cowboys fan in here, and it's like all these other teams couldn't really give a shit about.
Yeah, I'll make notes next time I come on. I didn't have any notes today, I was kind of just talking.
I tried to write down notes, but the only thing that I think I used on here was insurance companies and $3.1 trillion wiped off the market. Those are the only notes I had on here. Other than that, hell, all these topics I have written down, me and Drew will probably use next week because we're in peak off season for the NFL, so there's nothing to fucking talk about.
Yeah.
Until the draft, and then the schedule. I'm ready for the schedule to get released. Oh, that's one thing. I wish the NFL was publicly traded, but you know what? The NFL, they're all about fucking making money, dude. If they really wanted to make money, they would release the schedule in fucking February, right after the Super Bowl. That way, people could actually save up to go to games because the schedule gets released in like May now, and it's like, okay, you got 4 months to save up for a game. Imagine if you had 8 months to save up for a game now. Like NFL, if you're watching, you make way more fucking money because you already know what the schedule is by the end of the regular season because it's all based off seeding. So it's like, why not just announce the schedule like a week after the Super Bowl?
That would be cool.
Yeah. But guys, that's where we're going to end it. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Baylor, thank you for coming on. May or may not see you guys next week. Don't take anything we said too seriously. Do not sue us if you took our stock advice. And peace, love, and hand jobs. Bye.